Yeah. Check these babies out. Funko Chokers. From 1989, the Jack Nicholson Batman. This is this one, and Heath Ledger's iconic Joker from The Dark Knight. Yeah, I just want to share with you guys these before we start the show. So welcome guys. It's WWE Entertainment. Bring you It's All About Wrestling. Episode 17. My third stream in a row. As you know, Saturday I did sports. Why we love sports. My 19th episode. This Saturday is my 20th episode. Yep, I got down to 20, man. Amazing, huh? Yesterday I did a preview stream of Aew Revolution. And today it's all about wrestling, episode 17. And in this show, we're going to talk about AEW's Revolution review. We're going to go over the show. Kristen Cage, if you don't already know, Kristen from WWE has signed a contract with WWE, with AEW. I just got something else. Yes, hello Jobber, how are you, man? Also, we're going to talk about Wrestling Weekly Review, Raw, NXT, if I can remember from NXT. If I remember everything, help me out. A little bit of AEW, just the first match of AEW Dynamite, nothing else after. And SmackDown. And then we're going to talk about some wrestling news, guys. So we're going to talk about April wrestling. There's April's a big month for wrestling. Early April is a big month. Early April. We'll talk about the schedule changes in the wrestling world in April. And we'll also talk about, for you American viewers, when you get Peacock. Yeah, it was a good pay-per-view. It wasn't the best pay-per-view they had. I mean, I think it's the first pay-per-view of the year. It was a good pay-per-view, but it wasn't the... My issue is... I'll just say this out. AEW tends to have long pay-per-views, right? Remember how much we complain about WWE going for long pay-per-views? AEW, even though they have 4 pay-per-views a year, so that's okay, and usually on Saturdays, but on Sundays, a long pay-per-view is not a good idea. Because usually people have to go to work the next day and stuff, you know what I mean? And it ended at 11:30, around 11:30, but that's one of the criticism I have for AEW is the length of the pay-per-view, especially on a Sunday. But yeah, you're right. It was mostly a good pay-per-view. Yeah. They start like 8 p.m. Eastern time and my time 8 p.m. Eastern time, and around 11:30. See, WWE realized this a couple years ago that 8 p.m. versus my time, where I start, in my time zone, WWE realized, this is maybe too late on a Sunday. So they started an hour earlier, right? So they were and AEW should look at that. Yeah, and you're in the UK. I understand your issues there. For the European market, I understand it's worse. Yeah, if you're in Europe, it's worse for you guys. That's one of my main criticisms of AEW. Now let's talk about the show, guys. So, pre-show, the buy-in, we had Thunder Rosa and Riho taking on Britt Baker. Reba cannot compete. So we get, what's her name? What's her name? I can't pronounce her name, but you all know who I'm talking about. Mako. I'm going to try to find it. Maki Ito, right? Maki Ito, I think is her name. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Who's replacing Reba? Saw the match. Britt Baker, Maki Ito won. You know, everybody loves Maki Ito because of her gimmick. She's a singing gimmick and the way she dresses. She's fun. Yeah. My problem with her is, it's not her character or her gimmick. She's not a heel. She's not a heel. In AEW, they're making her out as a heel in her debut in AEW yesterday. She's not a heel. People like her too much, and her gimmick, her character does not fit the makeup of a heel. So that's the one mistake they made with her, is that they're making her out as a heel. I think it would have been I think it should have been a better woman, a different woman, who character or gimmick is more heel-like than her, because she's likable. Her gimmick is too much as a face. That's the one mistake AEW is making with her, is that she's a heel, making her out as a heel, when she's clearly not a heel. Maki Ito, so she's not a heel. But that's when I was watching that, I'm like, yeah, she's not. I'm like, why her? Because like, she's not a heel. She's just clearly not a heel. Her character doesn't fit a heel. Unless it's a heel that is likable but gets beat up all the time, and loses all the time. But she won this match, right? In WWE, if she was in WWE, I guarantee you they would not make her a heel. They would not make her a heel. My boy Jobber, do you agree with me on this? I know you think it's a mistake making her a heel. And okay, let's get to the first match. Now the first match, the opening match of the pay-per-view, so the Young Bucks taking on MJF and Jericho for the tag team titles, AEW tag team titles. Now this match is very good opener, solid match. Yeah, me too because I don't see her as a heel long term. I don't see her as a long term heel. So the Young Bucks and Jericho against Jericho and MJF for the AEW tag team titles. So Jericho and MJF lost. Solid match. They won with the Meltzer driver at the end. I felt like when you have him in a tombstone position, he went down a little. Whoever had him in the tombstone position, whichever brother, he went down a little too early before the other brother connected with the flip over the ropes. He went down a little too early, but it was not bad enough make a big issue. It was just it was a small timing issue, I thought, but overall, Young Bucks won the titles, retained the titles over Jericho MJF, and Jericho hasn't won a pay-per-view match since Full Gear 2019, the first Full Gear pay-per-view. Every pay-per-view since, he's lost. Moxley at this pay-per-view last year, the Stampede match, Inner Circle Stampede match was against the Elite. Orange Cassidy and MJF in this match. So he's lost, 4 or 5 pay-per-views in a row. No. Now we had a Casino Tag Team Battle Royal. Whoever wins gets the number 1 contender shot for the tag team title. I felt like this match should not have gone after his tag team match. I felt like they should have spaced this match in a little bit in a different time slot in the pay-per-view, because it's right after a tag team match. So I felt like, they should schedule this match later on in the night. But there's nothing you can do. I can't do anything. I don't make the rules. And I actually predicted, I didn't know who was going to go in. I didn't have a 100% answer. So I went with my gut, really. If you listened to my preview, I went with Phoenix and Pac. And guess what? Phoenix and Pac won the match. And they will face, the champions right now, Young Bucks, for a future tag team title shot. Death Triangle gets a tag team title match. Next match, we have the women's match between Hikaru Shida and Ryu Mizunumi, the challenger who won the tournament, the women's elimination tournament, whatever it's called. This match was good too. It was solid. As I predicted, Shida would win. There were so many issues. There was pacing issues, but Shida won. After the match, we had Nyla Rose interfere, starting to beat up Shida. And then Mom was going to try to help out Shida. And then we got Britt Baker and Maki. It was so awkward seeing Maki be a heel. I'm sorry. And then you got a Thunder Rosa come out with Riho to clear the ring. And there we go. The faces stand strong tall after that. The 3 women faces. Now the next match, we had Miro and Kip Sabian taking on Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy. This match didn't start yet, but had some interesting things going on. They were beating up Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor backstage. Orange Cassidy was out of the picture for a while. Miro brought Chuck Taylor all the way to the ring. Gave him a choice. You could make this all stop. And Chuck Taylor says, give me the mic, says, ring the bell. And he was getting beat up. And then the match happened. It was a solid match. Maybe the pre-match stuff felt maybe a little unnecessary. But it was personal. Obviously, the right team won here. Miro and Kip Sabian won. This was just to make Miro look strong. With the submission move, his submission move, the game over. Which is the camel clutch, basically. And Miro got the win here. Yeah, Miro's looking killed. That's what they gotta do with him, man. They gotta make him look like a dominant heel. Because this guy in AEW, definitely TNT championship caliber, but I think he's give him a little bit in a bit, whenever, he has potential to be world champion of AEW. But the only way for that to happen is he has to get away from Kip Sabian and being his own guy, his own single star. Because I definitely see him as a champion one day. Not just TNT champion, but world champion, AEW world champion. I see that with Miro. Next match, Hangman Adam Page with Matt Hardy. Remember, Hangman Page turned the tables on Matt Hardy by that vignette when Matt Hardy gave him this contract, and Matt Hardy's busy talking into the camera, not looking back at Miro. Not Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy, Adam Page. Adam Page got away with that contract and had his own contract. He signed it. Matt Hardy didn't even look down at that contract. It's a different contract. He signed it, and then later on, in the week after, he's like, Adam Page, you should look at that contract. And Matt Hardy looked at the contract and said, Matt Hardy versus Adam Page at Revolution, and if I lose, all my quarter earnings go to you. Go to Adam Page. And guess what? Adam Page won this match. Adam Page won this match. Big money match. Now we got the ladder match, Face Revolution. Whoever wins this match gets a title shot, a TNT title shot, and I believe, if I'm correct, it's this Wednesday, Dynamite. It's the number one winner of this match gets a title shot this Wednesday. I think it's been confirmed. So the competitors in this match were Cody Rhodes, Pentagon Jr., Scorpio Sky, Lance Archer, Matt Caster, and former AEW Tag Team Champion, making his AEW debut, one of the few surprises, Ethan Page. Ethan Page made his debut in AEW in this match, and the winner gets a TNT title shot. It was such a great match. It was a good match. Rhodes is not winning that. I didn't predict Rhodes. I actually predicted Scorpio Sky. I actually predicted Lance Archer, actually. Then I wouldn't be surprised Lance Scorpio Sky won. Scorpio Sky won the match, and he gets a title shot, and I... Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody in the chat knows. I think the match is for this Wednesday. Dynamite. Now we got the big announcement. Maybe I'll talk about it later, but it's kind of huge. They announced the huge signing AEW Hall of Fame worthy. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. See, the thing with Cody, he's a face, but he does heel tactics. Yes, thank you for confirming. So Christian Cage, all what happened was, they now it has theme music. It's Christian Cage because Christian is trademarked by WWE, I guess. So you have to use Christian Cage like he was in Impact in the 2000s. When he went to Impact, he went by Christian Cage. He has the contract, goes to the middle of the ring, signs the contract, goes on the turnbuckle, and goes like this. You know what he does. And no promo. It got people talking. It got people pumped up in the crowd and on Twitter. So Christian Cage, this is who they were teasing to come to AEW, and I'm gonna talk about that later on. And now we got the street fight with Darby Allin and Sting taking on Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. It's a street fight. It's took place in a warehouse where there's a ring and stuff, but they didn't really use the ring all that much. Sting looked good. I can tell you that. Sting really looked good. But man, Darby Allin, these bumps he was taking. Sting didn't take that much bumps because he's 61 years old. But Darby Allin, oh my God, he was taking a lot of bumps. Oh, hello, man. Hello. But Darby Allin, of course, because he's younger, he's taking a lot of bumps. And Darby Allin, has been known to take a lot of bumps. And there's also these bunch of men dressed in Sting. Yeah. It was. Like Brian Cage was beating the shit out of Darby Allin. But Sting and Darby Allin gets the win here, of course. Of course, you can't have Sting losing his first match, even if it's a cinematic match. You still can't have him lose. It's to help Darby Allin burn over Darby Allin, and it helps put Cage in a Cage and Ricky Starks over. We know Cage was in Lucha Underground and Impact, but we know that it really doesn't get you over among the casuals, and AEW is on TNT, so you have to get the casuals in TNT also. Despite not getting the casuals, despite mostly the people that watch AEW is actually hardcore fans, but since it's on TNT, you still have to get the casuals. That's where WWE has advantage over AEW. And Ricky Starks was on not TNA, NWA. You only see it on YouTube, and of course, only hardcore see it. Yeah, man. I like Darby Allin's a daredevil, but this guy, he's risking his career. He's risking injuries in the future, Darby Allin. I'll tell you that. I know he's willing to risk his body and stuff like that. Props for that. He's tough as nails, but he's risking future. He's not. Okay, he's risking a career here. And then you got to the main event. And we'll talk about that after. The main event, the exploding barbed wire death match between Jon Moxley and champion Kenny Omega. Now, Kenny Omega wore a shirt in this, and the referee was all protected and stuff. There was barbed wires on the floor with landmines and stuff. It's crazy. This match is crazy. I'll tell you all the spots. There was a spot when I think Omega had Moxley in a figure 4, and Moxley picked up a steel chair that had barbed wire wrapped around, and took it and started grinding it against Omega's knees and his knee, whatever. Knee's part of the leg, of course. He had to break that up. Oh my god, it was like cutting him and stuff. Moxley was bleeding. Everybody was bleeding in this match. There was a time when their tables and stuff, everything was barbed wire. There was a time when Omega's back hit against the ropes, the barbed wire, and the landmine exploded. And then Moxley did like a drop kick, some sort of drop kick, having Omega go back in there. And then there was a move. We were on the apron. Moxley had Omega in the paradigm shift. Not like this one, but more of the DDT one, the one he did in WWE. And there was a barbed wire on the ground, exploding landmine. Instead of it explode, he landed the paradigm shift head first for Omega. Omega bowled off, but it looks like Moxley got it worse with it because he was backwards actually on the barbed wire. And this happened. Omega had landed the Angel's Ring on Moxley, and nobody kicks out the Angel Rings. So he was pinning him. And out of instinct, as he got the two out of instincts, I think it was instinct, Moxley put his foot on the ropes where his barbed wire and an exploding barbed wire, and it exploded, blinding Omega to get off Moxley to break up the pin. Yeah, man. It was a flat ending. It's not a bad match. It was a brutal match. The way this ended is that Gallows and Anderson got involved. Moxley took him out, but it was too much to handle for Moxley. Omega hits Angel Wing on the steel chair. And 1, 2, 3. And they started beating up Moxley even more. And you've got to remember, even the match was ended, there was still a timer for the whole ring to explode. Yeah, the whole freaking ring was going to explode. There was a timer. And it got to a point where about a few seconds left, about half a minute left. Obviously, Omega and Gallows and Anderson left, but Kingston met them, and Kingston started to hit him, but he says, oh no, I better go. So he covered up Moxley, tried to get Moxley out of the ring, but he covered up Moxley like this to protect him, or try to get him. What happened was, when it exploded, the ring exploded, but it was a flat explosion. It felt like fireworks just exploding. That's it. Fireworks are just exploding. It wasn't like a bomb exploding or anything. It was just fireworks. It went off a dub. Sparklers. It went off with a dub. But I'm proud of that. I'm happy that Kingston and Moxley sold it. Sold it. That's what you gotta do. Dude. What's good, throwback? Yeah, that match was brutal. It was a flat ending. But this is oh my god, this is such a brutal match. I don't know if they're gonna do something like this again. I don't know, man. So overall, this pay-per-view was good. This pay-per-view was good. It wasn't the best, it was good. So Dynamite, Scorpio Sky is going to take on Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. So be on the lookout for that. Now, let's go back. Christian Cage is in AEW. We already talked about that, what happened during the pay-per-view. Now, remember everybody thought he was going to WWE like a couple months ago. He reunited Edge in the Royal Rumble for a bit. And we all thought, oh, he's coming back to WWE. And remember, our boy, everybody, how they gonna rectify it? It's hard to rectify. And our boy Sean Sapp is promoting Christian versus Big E at WrestleMania. Well, it looks like it's not gonna happen now because Christian Cage is in AEW. And he is Hall of Fame worthy, definitely. I don't think it was a letdown. But who is the bigger star, Big Show or Christian? I would say Big Show is a bigger star. I mean, Big Show, when he was in WCW, worked with the guys of Hogan, Savage, Nash, Hall, Luger, Sting, DDP, Flair. And in WWE, Austin, Rock. I know Christian was around there, but Austin, Rock, Triple H. And yeah, Christian... Yeah, Big Show's a bigger star. Christian Cage is probably better in the ring, but Big Show's still the bigger star. That was one hell of a introduction. So Christian Cage is in AEW. See, what do you think of Christian Cage will go after? Do you think it'd be a heel or a face? Yeah, he did work with those guys, but Flair, yeah, but Hunter, okay, Cena, Edge, and those, yeah, but those guys were never as popular as Savage or Hogan or even Hall and Nash, even Goldberg, DDP. They were never those popular as those guys. Most of those guys were Cena's up there. Yeah, and this is exactly right. This is exactly right. Because in TNA, went into TNA, he was a main event guy in TNA. In AEW, he could definitely be up there. Yeah, is exactly the same position he would be in when he would be in when he went to TNA. But Big Show worked with those guys too. Big Show worked with those guys though too, man. And Big Show worked with legends. And all these guys are legends. But you compare Edge to Hogan, Savage, even it's not comparable in terms of popularity. In WCW, it's not. I don't think it's comparable. Hunter and Flair, yeah. Cena, yeah, I agree there. But Cena even worked with some of those guys. So I say Big Show's a bigger star than Christian ever was. Because you gotta go back to the WCW days, man. Like, WCW was stacked with stars. More than WWE was. WWE had Hogan, WWE had Rock and Austin, Rising Triple H, Mankind, Undertaker, Kane. But WCW, like, Savage, Hogan, Piper, Flair, Nash, Hall, DDP, Goldberg. Even go to a lower extent, Raven, Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Lex Luger, Sting, Bret Hart for a bit. I think Big Show had a better career. And have you seen Big Show's matches in WCW? The guy was athletic. Big Show was athletic as hell in WCW. The guy could do a drop kick in WCW. Yeah, maybe. Maybe he'll be a face. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens on Dynamite. Will he appear on Dynamite? We'll see what happens there, right? We don't know if he's a face or a heel. Because he didn't say anything. But we'll see. Happy for the guy, man. I think it's not going to be like a Sting situation where his match is going to be cinematic. I think he'll actually wrestle in the ring. Now let's go with Wrestling Weekly Review. Okay. Let's talk Raw. We got a new WWE champion on Raw. Bobby Lashley has beaten The Miz to become WWE champion. Long time deserving. Since came back to WWE in 2018 after that horrible feud with Sami Zayn. We can't forget the Three Sister thing. And then Lio Rush. And then he joined forces with King Corbin and Drew McIntyre in late 2018. Remember that. He was out for a bit in 2019, I believe. Comes back. Joint Forces has that terrible thing with Lana, with Miro, the Redding, the fake Redding, whatever you want to call it. And then, best thing ever happened to him in his career. Aligning himself with MVP in the Hurt Business. The best thing that ever happened in his whole career. And about a year later, almost a year later, he becomes WWE champion. Barry Law, he didn't get pinned, lose the United States champion. He didn't get pinned in, I don't know how long. Still strong, and this is why he's WWE champion. Well deserved. And he really manhandled The Miz. So that's your Bobby Lashley, well deserved champion. So what else happened on Raw? Yeah, man. See, my worry is how long is he going to hold the title till WrestleMania? Because I always fear WrestleMania. I always have this in my mind. At WrestleMania, the title's going to change hands. That's my only concern. But the opening match was amazing. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. That match ran for like, what, 20 minutes? 25 minutes. Two big guys beating each other. Drew McIntyre wins. Apparently it's the end of Sheamus, their little feud. Apparently. But it was a brutal match. It was a great match between the two. Two best friends in real life. Trained together, wrestled together, traveled together. The chemistry in the ring was there. You could clearly see it. A solid opening match. Charlotte made it known she's going after the Raw Women's title. Why else? She obviously goes after the title. Retribution lost their match, but Ali challenged Matt Riddle to a match. Ali got to win, but the way how he won, it looked like it was a little bit of a slip up, a botch on Matt Riddle's part. He still got to win. It looked like Matt Riddle got injured, but Matt Riddle is apparently fine. There was a little bit of a slip up there. Thank God Matt Riddle is fine. I just don't like how they're treating his character like a dumbass. Yeah, me too. SummerSlam, maybe we could have fans. SummerSlam is a possibility, but yeah, I agree. Yeah. Maybe. People wanted Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley a couple years ago. My problem with that years ago, Bobby Lashley wasn't hot enough, wasn't built strong enough to face off against Brock. But this Bobby Lashley is. What else happened on what? Nia Jax won, right? And then Shayna Baszler lost? I don't know. That thing is so... I don't get the... They're on every show now, right? It's the women's tag team titles. Oh, I'm going to talk about tag team titles, the women's tag team titles. Another topic. I think you're going... Not just... I think you know I'm going with this. What else happened on Raw? I don't know, man. What's so bad? Oh, that weird thing with Randy Orton. That was. With Randy Orton looking at the monitor and see all of a sudden Alexa Bliss did something and there's another Randy Orton like a possessed Randy Orton, like he's looking at himself in the mirror or something. I don't know. It was weird. And all of a sudden he started coughing up again like he did the week before. Hello Thunder, how are you, man? Welcome to the show. That Randy Orton stuff is creepy. You know this is going to WrestleMania, right? Right. This feud's gonna end at WrestleMania. When they canceled the match at Royal Rumble, because remember there was supposed to be a gimmick match at Royal Rumble, but it never happened. I knew, yep, this is ending at WrestleMania. What else happened on Raw? Jesus, my God, Raw is so bad. And I didn't think SmackDown was great either. Let's go to the next show. So AEW might just talk about one match. I gotta give props to Shaq for going through the table. Give props to that. And he was fine. He was fine because he was on the All-Star Game pre-show on TNT. So not injured. Good. Jake. Yeah, but I know more about wrestling, man. I'm sorry, man. What was I gonna say? Jake Cargill looks like a beast. She was better in the ring than I expected. Cause we didn't see her in the ring, but you know what? She impressed me. Yeah, she was. Cause he is a giant, right? So he has to. And Jake Cargill would impress me. And her and Shaq won. That was the right move. They got her and Shaq to win. They need to make Jade Cargill. Cause look at this. Look at Jade Cargill for example. Tall, strong. She has championship written all over her. Material written all over her. So they need to build her strong. This is the right move to get her to win. And you know, it doesn't hurt Shaq because Shaq is not a wrestler, he's a celebrity. But this is about Jade Cargill getting over. And Red Velvet, no disrespect, you were never gonna win against Jade Cargill. It's about getting Jade Cargill over and finally seeing her do what she can do in the ring in front of fans and fans on TV, where her abilities are, her capabilities in the ring are, and she's impressed. Let's go NXT, man. So The Way went to therapy. The Way is entertaining. But I don't know, I can't go into much detail about this. There's Johnny Gargano, Indy Hartwell, Austin Theory, and Candice LeRae. They ran to therapy. But let's talk about the matches that took place. The tag team title matches between Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. And everybody thought it was, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai to win. Nope. I don't think Cena's coming back for WrestleMania this year. I don't see it. I don't know proof he could be, but I think if that happens, it would be building up now. I just don't see John Cena coming back this year. Maybe next year. And what's I gonna say? That match was solid. I thought it'd be better. Raquel Gonzalez looked strong, but she didn't get pinned. She didn't submit, so it kept Raquel Gonzalez strong. Dakota Kai got submitted. That helped. That's the right move. To make the right move, because Dakota, in terms of Dakota, Raquel Gonzalez, she's not the one to take the fall. It was a good move. Well, Finn Balor took on Walter Strong. Finn Balor got the win here, of course. And Adam Cole stage, staring at each other. This is the end of the show. This week on NXT, we're gonna have Finn Balor versus Adam Cole for the NXT title, and we have a women's title match: Toni Storm and Io Shirai. Let's go over this. Io Shirai, Toni Storm. I pick Io Shirai to retain, and I pick Adam Cole to retain, cause. Mom, turn down the volume, please.
Two straight walks for Bernie.
Sorry.
Dodgers have set up shot first and second, nobody out. Yeah, I mean, the tools that Mookie Betts possesses, incredible. I don't know if anybody ever saw that when he was drafted. They knew he was a good player. In fact, he was an infielder.
So yeah, there's no point of having him lose.
Projected him to be a regular infielder, but
All right.
he just started to hit. Then they started to see him develop that really.
Right now, and so that's NXT. SmackDown. Daniel Bryan gets the win over Jey Uso and Steel Cage, made him tap out. So Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns are gonna face each other at Fastlane for the Universal title. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair are getting tag team title shots against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler again at Fastlane. Carmella fire Reginald. Reginald gonna involve in the match. Bianca Belair and stuff. Bianca Belair beat Shayna Baszler. Carmella fire Reginald. Paul Cruz, new gimmick. Cesaro and Seth Rollins. Rey Mysterio and Dominic have issue with Chad Gable and Otis. And that's pretty much SmackDown. It wasn't a great show. Now let's talk about some other stuff. So, April Wrestling. Early April, we're going to get a new schedule. Monday Night Raw and NXT is moving to Tuesdays. Dynamite on Wednesdays. Thursdays are going to be a takeover in the beginning of April. And Friday SmackDown and then WrestleMania. This is early April. And then after WrestleMania, it's going to be just Raw, NXT, AEW. Thursday, no show. And SmackDown. Also, NWA is coming out with a pay-per-view on Fastlane March 21st. Also for the American fans, Peacock is starting on March 21st. The first pay-per-view. Fastlane is being shown on Peacock March 21st. April 4th, everything will be transferred from the WWE Network to the Peacock. So subscribe to Peacock if you already have it. I don't think it's right now. There's no way that they're gonna have WrestleMania in a different country right now. if there's gonna ever be a WrestleMania in a different country, wherever a few years down the road, it will most likely be England. Well, other shows, other special shows like they had in Australia, they have in Saudi Arabia. It's supposed to have super shows, but no WrestleMania, not a WrestleMania. Where am I? 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 Yeah, so, okay. 21st NWA is coming back in Fastlane, Peacock. Fastlane's on Peacock 21st and everything. This is only in America and the US. Only in the US. 18 US. April 4th, everything from the W Network will be transferred to Peacock. And there is an idea out there. There's an idea out there that they might introduce WWE Women's Tag Team titles at NXT, and I'm like, why? Why? Why would they have that? They've already tag team titles in it ready. Why? They don't even use it that much. There's no point. What? Just have Shayna and Nia Jax defend it on the NXT, or just have an NXT tag team win it, a women's tag team win it. There's no need for a women's tag team titles. I mean, there's not a lot of tag teams on the main roster anyway. Why do we need to have a separate tag team, women's tag team titles in NXT? It's so stupid. I don't get it. And what else is there, guys? It's so stupid. It's really a stupid thing. I don't get why would they have new tag team titles, women's tag team titles, just specifically for NXT when they already have women's tag team titles. Use them better. Just use the tag team titles better. It's terrible. Oh, it's WWE for you. What? What do you mean? Is there a powerful wrestler currently in the arena? I don't understand the question. Bobby Lashley's a champion. I guess Roman Reigns is. I don't know. I'm not in an arena, so I don't know. I don't know what that means. The question. I don't know. Yeah, it is a third brand, but you think about it, is it really you think it's really developmental anymore? Is developmental? It's clearly not developmental anymore. Because all the wrestlers wrestling on the NXT are not lost season veteran. A lot of talent in the NXT roster are not developmental kind of talents anymore. Only a few are. But a lot of talents they got from the indies, other promotions, clearly not in developmental. Gimmicks might be the developmental, but ability and stuff, wrestling ability is not developmental. They're not developmental anymore. It can't be developmental if they're going to be on the USA Network. You can't have a developmental brand on the USA Network. Or whatever network's going to move to. Yes, it's moving to Tuesdays. It's probably the best for the show. That I don't know yet. That's a good question. I'm not sure.
The White Sox were down there too, weren't they?
And WWE, I don't know yet. That's a good question.
By the golf course.
I don't know. I can't answer that, man, because I have to think about it. I'm sorry, man.
Right. That's where the Rockies finished, and then they moved up.
Yeah, and nobody watched ECW, man. Nobody watched that ECW crap. I remember that. Remember ECW became developmental, but then they had like John Morrison, Matt Hardy, Mark Henry, Kane. They had a lot of guys. They start off developmental until they put on guys. They're not developmental talents. In NXT right now, Undisputed Era, they're not developmental talents. They've been wrestling a long time. Toni Storm's young, but she's been wrestling some time. Io Shirai, Raquel Gonzalez is clearly developmental. Dakota Kai isn't. Nia Jax is developmental because they developed her. I agree. Nia Jax developed her. Shayna Baszler was wrestling in the Indies. They kind of developed her. Casey Calzero, they developed her. Azia Ali, I think they developed her. Finn Balor, not one of them. Pete Dunne's not one of them. Only in a lot of talent now that they have in NXT is not developmental. But some of the people that recruit for the class this past month or whatever are developmental. Some of them are developmental talent, and some are already well seasoned, like Tyler Valkyrie, for example, or LA Knight. And LA Knight looks like he's gonna have his first feud against Bronson Reed.
When you have Goodyear Duratrack tires, when you have Rancho shocks and an integrated dual exhaust, when you have all that, the last thing you'll need.
Cameron Grimes, kiss my grits.
Ready to off-road, right from the factory.
I'm sorry, that's funny though.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world, always connected, but somehow alone, trapped by illusion. We offer another path, where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling, united by the cause you fight for. No one can take away nor unearth what it means to be among the few, the proud, the Marines.
Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your world champion Dodgers and the rest of the league. Third inning, Adam Eaton to face Julio Urias was yet to go through the entire.
So I was just checking stuff in there. So I'm gonna end the show here a little bit early, guys. So I'm gonna promote some stuff. Thursday is all about the pop, and Saturday is Why We Love Sports episode 20, my big 20th episode. I might have. Well, here's the thing. Look, Thundette 7. Brock Lesnar doesn't have a contract with WWE, but he's not in UFC. He's not in the UFC either. He's just at home in Saskatchewan, Canada, enjoying life, whatever he's doing. But he doesn't have a contract with WWE right now, and he does not have a contract with UFC. He's not in UFC, so he's free to sign anywhere he wants right now. So Saturday, Why We Love Sports episode 20 is gonna be a big episode. Hopefully I'll have guests on, and that's about it, guys. It's about Pop Tuesday, Pop Culture, and Why We Love Sports Saturday. Pop Culture is at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, my time, and 3 p.m. Eastern Time for Why We Love Sports. And before we go, follow me here on Twitter, Aaron Jace Fan. And before we go, this is
Too sweet! Sweet! Too sweet! Too sweet!
That's what I think of you guys. So my Twitter is down below. Follow me there. Also, thumbs up, and subscribe down below. And peace. Peace out and enjoy Wall tonight. Take care.